Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, Josh. Been a while, man. it's okay, cool, perfect. So yeah, I mean, guys, glad to have you all here. Quite a bit of turnaround. Probably 30, 40 people are stuck at the Jirasan VC. Let me join us on stage. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know whether they slept already before it even started. But yeah, what a week! What a week! I think just I think the CPI thing has um, guys join. I think right, just 1 second. I think people are still haven't realized we have moved. Let's just give them a minute. No matter what the bearish news is, like it cannot just dump. Come on, it's already it's already so oversold and stupid shit just finds a reason to dump more than like any kind of pumps. But you're not too surprised with the announcement. Yet again, another just a small hindrance to the crypto side. Um, right, cool. I think we can start. Right, I think the rest of them probably have slept. Okay, guys. So cool. So a lot of things happened. I think last week. I think with all the tokenomics announcements and whatnot. Um, I kind of like agreed on few points as I mentioned, like certain things maybe you could have done better. Maybe for example, announcing it maybe in the Discord first before going to Twitter and stuff, right? Like probably that could have been done, but very very honestly, we did that a little bit intentionally because not to screw anybody up, but we wanted to set few things right from the start with respect to how we go about with our token launch, because I think at the end of the day, tokens or any token launch is purely dependent on how strong the community is. What our utilities, use cases, and all those things are one thing, but I think if the community and the kind of people that we have on board, it's important how we move forward. So I think I'm just gonna go on about like a couple of things to just clarify, and then it's gonna be more of an open session for people to ask questions and whatnot. But then I want to share something first from a value proposal side of things, right? So I think a lot of them first misunderstood on the tokenomics as soon as we announced. Let me share my screen first to just give you guys a bit of an idea. Um, yeah, can you guys see my screen?
Still loading.
That's still loading. Mm, live now? Not sure, man. It shows all good from my end. Um, yeah, I'll try once again. Still not visible. God, I don't know. I think maybe my nitro might have expired. Gee, I haven't checked it in a while. Um, yes, the power is on. No issue. Damn, I'm not sure what's the actual problem. Okay, I'll just post the image here and but ideally would have liked to have it visible for people. Just one second, I'll just try once more.
You want to send it to me and I'll stream it or try to stream it?
Try deleting PG. So, all right. Can you guys see it at least now, or maybe Josh? I'll just DM you the images. Just a couple of one. Now it's good. Okay. All right. Perfect. I'm just gonna send Josh. Josh, I'll just DM you this thing. So if it's maybe you try streaming from your end. It's not much, just a couple of images that I want to talk about, and it's more about the business plan because it's very important to understand what redacted is. Excuse, this is not something that's going on public. This is not the graphic, but just wanted to just go through a couple of things. Josh, maybe if you can share any of the first images. Josh, are you there? Okay, if not, G or somebody, can you guys come up who can share the screen? I can DM you guys the just a couple of images.
Yo, yeah, just DM it to me and I'll try.
Yeah, just one second.
Okay, just a sec.
Not working for me either.
Mm, God damn it. I don't, okay, for G, I think G is trying to stream. Okay,
Yeah,
I think it's working
G's
for me.
works.
All right, guys, first things first. Okay, so let me just go through. This is not the final image or tokenomics or anything. All right, like just I want to first go through. Okay, I just want to make you guys understand where the percentage and all those things come from and why that announcement that day didn't come from redacted coins Twitter account. It was Jirasan community allocation post, right? The reason why we did that was because there were a lot of alpha servers posting some random moon math about like 20%, 30% allocations and 100% unlock and things like that. It was getting out of control. And I mean, speculation is fine, but I think there's a limit to how much of speculation can exist, right? So first thing first, I want to clarify that the community ecosystem part of 47% is basically going back towards our own products, our own community, which is Jirasan, Axis, Rampex, and a bunch of products in our ecosystem, right? So why we have to allocate tokens to those products is because how do you onboard users onto a platform is through some sort of rewards and stuff. Else no one's gonna it's hard in this market where there's a lot of competitors and you attract people through some you need to give people rewards, and that is how it works, right? So this is not a meme coin like Pengu or Azuki at this stage, where we can just unlock all the tokens. We could have done that, right? So many projects are doing that. We could have done that and put the blame on the whole community, and then we'd be like, hey, we let you guys handle, right? and it's pretty much done, right? So the 15% for Jirasan is, I would say, the minimum. Okay, because why? If Jirasan if Jirasan is going to yeah, exactly, guys, just one second, just hold on, I'm going to explain each and every bit, but I think it'll be nice if you guys listen and just understand, so that, like, again, I don't want any kind of misinformation or confusion, right? Redacted was supposed to be a layer. Okay, it was supposed to be a layer, just like abstract or anime chain or whatever you want to call it, right? We decided not to go down the layer path because there's way too many layers, and we all can agree that layers do not make sense. So I can vouch and tell you that no way in hell, abstract tokens, there's going to be 15% of tokens going to Pudgy holders. No way, impossible. Any layer that's gonna do that much, it's gonna get destroyed, because you need tokens to go towards products. You need tokens towards revenue generation. Else, the products are dead, right? Abstract is dead. So from Pengu's side, it makes sense. What redacted is close to what abstract is, or close to what Beta chain is to an extent, or any of the protocols, and not a meme coin. If you do a Jira meme coin, you guys take 60% or 70%, doesn't matter, right? If we grow stronger as a community, maybe in the future, right? We're not strong enough, or we don't have a lot of like users or Gen 2s and more collections and whatnot, for us to do a meme coin, right? It doesn't make sense for us. Okay, so first thing first, I'll clarify that the community and ecosystem is for our community of NFT holders. Jirasan is one of the products under Redacted ecosystem. Okay, the Redacted ecosystem will have a series of products. Okay, I'll go in depth with that. Redacted Jirasan is one of the products under Redacted ecosystem. Okay, so meaning we are allocating a percentage uh, at start for Jirasan. The remaining 47% will still be distributed amongst our community and our ecosystem, which also includes Jirasan. Tomorrow, if Jirasan as a product on its own is growing and is generating, we have a decent supply of Jirasan in our hand. So we are looking at it from a revenue perspective and valuation perspective. Okay. So for us, if Jirasan as an NFT product, okay, tomorrow there's NFT bull run and whatnot, and if it grows in value, we'll be allocating even more tokens for Jirasan holders. Maxis, Rampex, FlashX, whatever, Swiper, Degen drafts, any of the products that's coming to us. Okay, whichever one grows the most, or which ones we feel that we can allocate a percentage of tokens to, we'll be allocating them to continue the growth of that product. Okay, does it make sense so far? So in essence, almost 62% of the tokens are going towards a community and our products under Redacted. So 15%, if you guys feel it's low, it is not a meme coin, it's not a community token, it is a protocol token, and we cannot give more than 15%. Okay, that is the reason why we are allocated a minimum 15, and it can grow based on stuff. Okay, so this is it. Contributors are the team. The team will have a 12-month cliff, right? And a 3-year vesting, the longest out of all. So why we are taking 13%, right? Now it's 15% instead of 10. It's always been 15 KSM. I thought people would understand that when we have redacted San, it means San is for Jirasan. So it's never, even the day we tweeted, it was 15, but I didn't expect so many people not to realize or understand that, like, why would we not have something like that? And not completely true also. It's not 5% to Jirasan and top 100 alone, right? There are a few other criterias. We wanted to keep it a little bit open to allow certain things and see how things are, to allocate based on that. So of course, Jirasama is one of them that's included in the 5%. The top 100 is included. Certain other metrics are also included. Okay, so even for people that do not have multiple NFTs in hand, even if you hold one, but certain criterias, if they are met, we can do that, right? So and of course, there's few other things that we have planned immediately after the token drop as well, right? Like we want to ensure that people who are within the community get stuff, not a PvP dump. So nothing's stopping us from doing that. Keep in mind, vested a gamified vested of 6 to 12 months does not mean the token will extend until 6 to 12 months. Okay. 6 to 12 months means even on the day of even the day after launch, let's say that is a very good day and the greed index is super high, there's nothing stopping us from unlocking more tokens and be like, hey, check your wallets, right? I'm telling this because the reason why we had it as gamified 6 to 12 months vesting is depending on the market demand and depending on the market conditions, we want to get rid of certain tokens in that period than a period of death. Okay. When say if it's going into a really bad market and whatever, right? um right, so we need to have, like a gamified vesting where we can unlock it for you guys, because when I spoke to Mon Protocol, I mean, Julio, that's what he told. He wished he had some tokens unlocked and he was accelerating the token, because people feel like there's monthly unlocks every month. Why should I buy a token? Right? People feel, or institutional investors. Reason the way we have done this tokenomics is to attract liquid funds. Okay, just listen to it once again, guys. You can text and all those things a bit later. Just listen to this part very carefully, because we are trying to curate a community that understands things beyond things that you guys know, right? Who do you think is buying the tokens? You really think Dingaling spending $1 million and buying redacted is going to pump the token? Absolutely not. The people that are buying those tokens are institutions, liquid funds. No way your 5K or 10K post purchase is going to help the token pump. Okay, no, but no token, right? No token, even if you guys are going to put 5K, 10K, 20K to buy redacted, that's not what is going to make the pump, right? It's insignificant, right? The amounts or investments have to come from liquid funds, and liquid funds looks at certain metrics. What is the total float? What is the like business model? What is the unlock schedules, etc., right? So we are focusing on how do we attract institutional investments through a series of products under redacted, where taking a bet on redacted is not just betting on one product or one sector, but it's a series of products. I'll go into that a bit later. All right. So I'm just, this is the important part to keep in mind. Once again, attract liquid funds, or at least giving it a best shot to attract the liquid funds. Tokenomics have to match certain criteria. We are not a low float. At the same time, we're not super high float. Our total float on day one is going to be 12% max. Okay, 12% is like, in excluding liquidity, 12% at $100 million FDV is 12 million market cap. So if you guys think they're only worth 12 million market cap and nothing more, that's up to people how they look at it. So 12% on day one, 3 months of cliff for almost 99%, no investors, no unlocks for 3 months. So we will have time in that period to get a few things sorted, a few things set up as well. 12% on day one as such at 100 mil FDV is 12 million market cap. So keep that in mind. Use it to your to however you want, right? So if you think we as a company are not 12 million market cap or not even worth that much for at least 3 months until like further unlocks or whatnot, that's a decision you guys have to make. If you guys think us as a company are worth much more than that, what is this 12 million market cap? Is how many tokens are going to be unlocked on day one? Maximum of 12%, right? Through the public sale, through NFT unlocks, whatever circulating supply. Exactly. So the circulating supply on day one is 12%. It is not like a super high float, but it's also not extremely low float as well, like 4% or 5% as well. So 12% is basically at 100 mil FDV is 12 million. What I just used as an example, just to make people understand, because I do not think many people also understood that part. So that's one thing, right? So contributors are a team, right? Why we took a lot of projects, just put very less for the team. The reason is, I think they just made money and whatnot, and that's enough. And they feel like, okay, they can put more allocation for the community and pump the numbers. For us, we think differently. We think that when we have a 12-month cliff and a 36-month vesting, it is in the best interest for the team that we push the value of the tokens higher, right? The contributors, that is us as a team. If we want the token to be successful, if we want to have a decent payday, That means we have to look at the sustainability of the tokens for a long term. Okay, so 13% for the team month, unlock. I mean, with a 12-month cliff over a 36-month period, it means it is in the best interest for us. We do not make any money on day one. We do not make any money elsewhere. It is in the best interest of the team to make that 13% as high as possible, right? So that is why for us, when we crafted the tokenomics, whenever I see a team allocation that's lower, I'm not bullish, because that also means that uh, you know that also means that we can sell more, right? We can just sell more of the team tokens and be like, okay, we take our money now. Okay. So this is pretty much why we have like 13% for the team at the very least. Okay. So that's one of the things. Okay. Then contributors, as I mentioned, is the team. Advisors will also have cliff. So it's total of 12% of the supply unlocked on day one. Yes, maximum, right? So maximum of 12% of total supply. It can be lower, but it's not more than 12%. Okay, it depends on few things, on how many tokens potentially this thing. So pre-sale investors as well, the ones who have invested at 50 mil and the 70 mil FDVs will have a 3-month cliff, but they will have a 10% unlock on day one, which means the max. All this includes everybody. Okay, all this includes everybody. There's no free tokens going out. That much I can tell you. There's no free tokens going out, like PUBG or anime in that sense. 98% of the tokens are going towards people who have either invested in the NFTs or invested at a 50 mil or a 70 mil round. Okay. So nobody's getting free tokens. If at all they're dumping it, it means they're dumping for a loss. Nobody's getting a free token. No, except maybe like very, very small percentage, right? By free, that I mean is where they did not do anything. They did not participate in our products. They did not generate any revenue, nor purchased any of the NFTs. I'll come to the use cases part, Noraki. Next, that's the next slide. Okay, first I wanted to explain the tokenomics to make sure that people, some guys were just spreading things like, oh, the team is taking 85% of the tokens, only 15% of the community and stuff. Okay, so by free tokens, I mean, by free token, what I mean is it is not where people can just dump and see it as free money, because there's nothing as free money, right? People either bought NFTs and they're getting tokens, or people invested and they're getting tokens. That means there's nothing as a free money. Okay. So a good thing is people are valuing us very low at a maximum of like 100 mil FDV, which is great, right? Which is amazing. You value us at the lowest possible thing you can think of, while there are people that have invested at 70 mil and more and whatnot. That's fine, right? With a 12%, 12% unlock. So people are valuing us as at the 100. Why? Because they're comparing us with Azuki, okay, anime. If anime is only at, what is the anime's thing, right? Like I'm just putting out few things first. Anime is sitting at a 250 mil FDV. So people are thinking, if anime is sitting at a 250 mil FDV, right? What is it? Like if anime is doing what is it? If anime is at a 250 mil FDV, how can redacted be more than that? Is the question. What you guys have to look at is the market cap, because anime has got almost 60% of the tokens unlocked, right? So it's a very, very different story. So you cannot look at the FDV of anime coin and be like, if anime is only at 250, how can you guys be at whatever number? Because it depends on the market cap. All right. So, anyways, 100 mil FDV ain't low. Pre-sellers did 100 mil with vesting at day one. 100 mil is FDV is bad. Who did 100 mil FDV with vesting on day one? I don't understand the question there. Anyways, so look at the market cap of Supra. Whatever. So this is, any questions on the tokenomics before I go to the next slide that explains the business model of Redacted and what is the use case for the tokens and those common questions. What does having equity mean, etc. Right. So market cap considers circulating supply. FDV considers total supply. Yes. Okay. Tokenomics part is all clear. How much revenue did you generate with the redacted products? So I'm coming to that part next, James. That's the next part of the products and stuff. I don't want to tell that, general. We don't want to tell whether it's pro rata or whatnot. We'll do what's right. We don't want people trying to compete with that ranking and buying some stuff just for the sake. It's intentional, so it'll. I don't think an Azuki or Anime or I mean anybody just put out the exact numbers, so I don't see a reason why that would be this thing. So even for software that's the same. So ideally we are looking at a pro rata. Yes, it doesn't make sense to just reward the same amount for all the top 100, but I don't want people competing and trying to just get into that for no reason. If it is as it is, we're great. No, never. We have done a 100 mil FDV pre-sale, non-Nigano, so I don't know if you're in the right project. I never done that. When will the hard TG marketing start? Couple of weeks just before our launch or listing, right? It doesn't make sense. If you look at iAgent, everyone is thinking iAgent is not enough hyped or whatnot. Now iAgent is filling the timeline, right? You don't want you don't. It's really hard to keep pushing your max for days and stuff. So just before 2 weeks, 14 days before, we'll just be pushing. Is the TG still planned for Feb? We had this is something I think I wanted to also share. We had a small problem. We had a Panama entity, and unfortunately, one of the exchanges did not accept it. One of the decent ones. So we have once again applied for a BVI entity, right? So we just like will probably take another maximum 4-5 days. So once that's on, the next set of announcements will start coming up. There's one quick public sale, not just for holders, it's for other people from outside. We need some eyes and attention, so we have got a tier 1 launch pad just going up before launch. So it's just like $100-$200 kind of like allocations mostly. So yeah. Yes, the FDVs have changed for people that participated. So it's all put up under the 50 mil FDV category. Whoever or wherever you guys invested, you'll be getting information from that. When will the early investors get RDAC same day as TG? There'll be a 3-month cliff. The new terms will be announced. Will the people who have first 15-minute and TG early swiper, FlashX testers get some allocated RDAC allocations? Yes, through the community drop, community and ecosystem drop. What's the current situation on listings, or do we go with DEX? So we are going to go with the sex. I think I don't know how to tell this, guys. It's very sensitive as a topic. Things are going out. So the sex and Dex listings will come from our Twitter. So please, I think from the centralized exchange parts, we can't talk much until the day of listing or when the announcements officially come from their pages. What are we giving them? USD or RDAC? USDT. What's the expected TG date, and is it smart to launch now? This part is like pretty much we are just getting the final. Once the entity issues is sorted, we are pretty much going to be pushing for the TG. It's always great to launch when there is max greed in the market. Honestly, like that's the truth, right? When the greed is maximum in the market, of course, it's a it's a great time to launch, but it does not mean launching in a market like this is necessarily bad because, no, I mean, whether it's our luck or whatever, every time everything we have launched, it's been in a bear market, like whether it's our NFTs or whatever that we have done, it's been in a bear market. So it's not completely out of question. I mean, it does not mean this thing, right? If we do not have, like if we launch in a market like this, but we essentially a good greed will be nice, of course, for the token day 1 listing, but it does not mean it cannot do a good job even in a market like this. Back in December, The token I told, I don't know if you guys are listening, inspector, whatever. The all the changes we told already that the previous investors, there's a change in vesting, right? So you will be getting information from your this thing. I think realistically 30 mil FDV is fair for you. I mean, it's up to each of them to think what they think, right? So there are changes to the vesting schedules and the investment FDVs and whatnot for early investors. It will be communicated through the means through whom you guys invested. So 80% of the investments have come from VCs primarily. So that's a completely different set of an audience. I think the 10 to 20% came through some communities like Underground, Surgeons, and a couple of others, Mobi and stuff. So that will be announced through your, I think already for Mobi investors, for example, we already have sent some details to Joseph, and we'll also be hosting an AMA there to explain the changes and stuff. So it's not going to be the same FDV for people. So who have invested early, it's going to be reduced. The private 70 mil is going to be reduced. All right. So there's going to be changes. It's not going to be 70, it's going to be 50. So we reduced for all the people that invested last year, and a slight increase in the tokenomics as well. So you guys will get the information from your respective wherever you guys invested from. So that will be conveyed by this week mostly. He said yes, but still needs an announcement. Yes. What are you eating? Just some watermelon, man. My throat's screwed. A lot of calls and stuff. I don't know if you guys know, we were in Dubai till like yesterday as a team. So we had a lot of discussions, and my just been losing my voice a bit. We have moved the PGTG deadline. Can you give 100%? Can you give 100% confirmation that it's in Q1? Man, every time I say 90%, it's like I really mean it. Okay, if you guys you try launching a coin, you'll understand there are certain things that's beyond our control, and I do not have a problem launching it even like tomorrow. Okay, that's the one thing I can say. 90%, I told February, because legit that was the thing. We have everything prepared from our side, but then the Chinese New Year came up, and these guys took forever to respond, etc. So, like, if there is a rush for money, I think that's why I think it is what it is, right? Like, I don't know if you guys are looking at Redacted as the liquidity fund to whatever. It's probably not going to be working that way, right? We are here making sure that we give the best launch for our token. It's more important for us than anything else. We have put years and years of work in the space. So still, I would say the same. 90% in Feb is not changed. If tomorrow we get the go ahead, we're going to go and launch, right? We're not just trying to time the market, but ideally, yes, if there is a greed in the market, it's historically have done well. If you look at Lingo, the day Lingo launched, it hit a 700 million FDV. Okay, it's a 700 mil FDV because there was greed. Supra launched at the same time where there was greed in the market, hit like 2-3 billion. So if you guys are going to rush us, I'm not going to fall for it. Okay, I'm only can give you the percentages and what's actually happening. All right. Nobody should ever put their life savings on anything, right? If you guys want to launch something and if it's at a 20 mil FDV, you'll come and shit on us even more, right? Supra delayed for 2 years and they did the right thing. They made everybody happy. Nobody complained. But until the 2 years, the kind of stuff there. I signed up for TG at May 2024. I was again an estimate as well. I don't think I ever told like launch in Jan and stuff. If you guys want a refund, if you push it through your whomever you guys invested in, push it through them. We'll see what we can do. Okay. I don't want $1,000-$2,000 investors coming and like screwing it up because they want to try and this thing. So if there will be an option, maybe if you guys want to exit through those people, whoever this thing, and don't ask for any other thing after that, because I don't want to screw up my token launch for like $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 investments by some people just trying to force us to drop. If you understand what's a private sale, you have to understand the things that come with it. Okay, if you want me to drop a coin just for the sake and be like your condition is done and 20 mil FDV, like, well, I can satisfy your condition and then what, right? Please understand that it's not for our good if we don't have an unlock for 12 months. Okay, it is for the best of people. We are here every day, we are coming up, we're not like rugging and running away. Okay, if you guys have never done private investments, please do not touch private investments ever. Okay, this is not meant for you, and don't call yourself investors. So all those guys who call themselves investors and be like, I invested like in 8 months, 9 months, whatever, 99% of the people have shit their pants and left the space. You can't even question them, you can't even sue them. Okay, we are here, we want to do the best for our community, the best for our investors and people who trusted us, and the best for us. All right, so it is what it is. Portal ad vesting term still died. What do you mean by died? What do you mean by died? Died is what, like, where is it? Portal, like the team is gone? Is the team left the space? Right? You guys are the same people who would have sold Solana at $1, right? And be like, oh, Solana died, and then now be like, shit, I sold Solana early. So all of you, those guys, fuck off. Like, we have given enough efforts and we are tired of that. If you're gonna call Portal dead, okay, you guys don't know what investment means. You don't know what real development means. Portal is still at a 60 mil market cap, 60 million for the company with a 250 million or 130 million FDV. So it's not a joke, right? Not many people can hit that. So I don't, just follow what they're doing. They're doing some amazing things, Portal. So it doesn't mean by the vesting they died. The only mistake we made was picking few random community members from some other communities who came and approached us. We gave them the opportunity to invest. Okay, we never went and searched for a community to be like, hey, can you invest? We got picked by people. Take DM the fuck out of me and be like, hey, can you give us some allocation? We didn't even give it to our own community. So we are trying our best to do the best, right? Easy for me to take like $100,000 or $200,000 a year salary and be like, hey, I did a token launch, it's done and dusted. What were you guys able to do for Kyong? Please understand, here we are trying to do the best for everybody who's involved. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm sorry if I lost it, but this has to be understood. There's no other way to make people understood. Okay, I'm just going to go for the main the slide to regarding the business model for those who are interested. Okay, but again, once again, we are prepared to launch any minute now. Okay, we are waiting for a couple of things. It's not like launching a meme coin. There are a few other things that's going on, and for some of the exchanges, we have to do certain token letters and stuff, which is important.
Just one sec, Sean. I'll download the second slide real quick.
After hard, I can get some well-3 treatment from here. It's not like that. It's just we have to prime ourselves as what does an investment mean, right? It's not just money can't come out of thin air, and it has to make sense how the launch could be good. Okay, it's very easy to just launch with a. Can someone sue us for just launching on a Mexi and a gate, right? We launch on a Mexi and gate and be like, hey, we launched a token, and then it's done, right? That's the easiest way to clear things off and and be like, we did our duty, right? It does not help anybody, guys. Just try to understand that, right? We are definitely doing whatever we can to accelerate, because we want the tokens out, because we want to focus on our businesses and the products, and that is where the focus should be. The TG is consuming a lot of our energy as well. Okay, so it's not like a one-time pump and then the token dumps after. It has to have consistency. It's not loading for you, is it?
Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. I think everyone seems to be good, Sean.
I'm not able to see you. Sure, everyone's it's visible for all.
Is anyone not able to see it? Okay. Yeah, no, it looks like everyone's good. It might be your network, Sean, if you're using a VPN.
Okay. Yeah, all good. Maybe I'll just try and do that one sec.
Sean's in Dubai, right, Amrish? Because yeah, he might. I don't know. I don't know how he's using Discord without a VPN. Anyways, we'll wait for Sean to come back.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Not sure. I'm from Dubai.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, perfect. So I'm just gonna, for those who are interested, I'm just gonna share how redacted is going to be split into three things, because this has been a question that's been asked for ages as to how certain things mean, right? So 99% of the people in Web3 do not know this. We'll try to explain to an extent. So short term, mid term, and long term. Okay, we have split the whole redacted um, use case or plan into three. Every single product, including Bullets, you guys keep asking for Bullets, we have equity in, we have a stake in, meaning we own a percentage of the platform. Okay, for Bullets. I hope that answers your question, Relic. There are certain things that we cannot publicize because of certain legal reasons, but I can give you an estimate. Most of the products we own 10 to 50% off. Okay, most of the products we own 10 to 50% off. Right. Let me come to this. Okay. So the short-term part is the one that most, as people say, is something that they look for. For example, the token claims, investment opportunities, and real-world assets. So staking redacted. At least we have 15 plus known token launches this year, or redacted stakers. Some of them I've told we have some revolving games tokens, similar to Mon Protocol in a way, but our own products or products that we have a stake in as well, including iAgent, Ampex, etc. Okay, so I mean, like if they're not gonna come and launch their token this year, we're not gonna let's say like screw them up for not launching it this year. But for now, we similar to Stakeland, but with our products, not just our own products, even products outside our ecosystem as well. Okay, so redacted is about a bet on a multi-sector, multi-product bet. Okay, so what this means is the meta in the space keeps changing. Okay, the meta in the space keeps changing from gaming to AI to whatever. Redacted's aims to take equity or stake or build products and have a series of product under it, right? So currently we have products, we have equity in products like, of course, you guys know Bullex, FlashX, RampX, etc. Okay, so the main aim here is to, of course, give tokens from all or most of the products for redacted stakers. Why? Because we want them to first get some exposure through the redacted distribution network, and it will be a constant inflow of some sort of like tokens and benefits for people that come in. So iAgent is one of our um, one of our products under our ecosystem. It's gaining a lot of traction. It's in the AI agent meta. It's launching very soon as well. So redacted stakers will be getting a portion of tokens, and such, right? So investment opportunities. This is the part we have been tuning and getting better at in sourcing deals, exclusive deals, not deals that were available to every single community. Okay. It's going to be exclusive deals, especially products from our um, own system as well. And apart from that, from outside, but at a very low valuation or super early entries. Why should they give us these investments? Is because we have been building a network for the last couple of years. We bought it through PG Capital. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. One of our biggest wins have been, of course, super oracles. People have 30 to 50x, etc. Right. So in bringing exclusive investment opportunities for our products and products outside of our ecosystem, token claims for our products and also products outside our ecosystem, and real world assets, is because we are attracting a bunch of Web2 audience through one of the products that's joining the redacted ecosystem. I've hinted at it. Almost 17 million signups and multi-million monthly active users. So that product is going to be joining redacted ecosystem as well, meaning we have equity in them and we're going to have everything from them. So where the Web2 users will get access to use our products and platforms, etc. So through real world assets, we mean is to attract them. For them, small amounts are happy. For them, where there's a chance of staking $100 redacted coin and a chance to win an iPhone is a lot more beneficial than the Web3 audience, where they $1,000 is not considered as a win. Okay, so this is on the short term part, where staking the tokens to get tokens from our ecosystem products, and the flywheel continues. Okay. Any questions on the short term part? Regarding the centralized exchange, guys, I swear I want to talk about it, but I can't. Like, please understand that no project ever talks about it. I have been more transparent about the processes, which nobody even talks about. We almost lost a chance at a very good opportunity because of me talking about something like 5 6 weeks back, because people from here, they go and tweet about it. Okay, it's not good. That's why nobody talks about it. Nobody even launches or puts out the tokenomics this much in advance. Then just be like, hey, go and claim, right? Even anime, I didn't know what I was getting till on the day I went and like clicked, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting these many tokens. There's a reason for that. We are trying our best to be as transparent as possible. Okay. Okay. So this is on the short term part, where this is where most of them, of course, are interested in, right? Right. So the midterm part is where I am personally starting to get interested in, or those who are calling themselves investors and stuff. Revenue from products that we have on our ecosystem, including Bullex and whatever our share, okay, our share of whatever the percentages are, which we'll try to be as transparent as possible as well. But as I said, usually 10 to 50% of the revenue from most of the products. Sometimes it can be 5% as well in certain conditions, all the way up to 50%. Or sometimes, we'll try to be as open as possible with those products as well, right? For example, one of the failed products in our ecosystem is Magically. Okay, Magically is something we acquired, okay, but we couldn't do much with it. But what's happening, we're going to be making an announcement, I think today, tomorrow, on Magically. All right. So Magically is getting merged or acquired with some other platform. Okay. So it's getting merged or acquired with some other platform, and there's benefits coming back to RDAX takers. Okay. So so what it means is, we even if it's a product that's not let's say like as functional as we would have expected it to be, we'll find a way to bring benefits back. That's what we want to prove. Okay, Magically was one product. We didn't have any opportunity, and you'll see the announcement. Okay. So the midterm for me is about revenue products. We build our treasury, and we also have buybacks and burns. It can be anything. It can be Maxis, for example, has had more than $15 million in revenue until like October, after which they fully, focused on other things. But it is still like, it is for us, it's a revenue is a revenue, right? So for us, it's a series of products that we have where the revenue from these products, we want to build our treasury. Of course, Bullex has been successful. There's some small issues, as I mentioned. It is not related to equity or revenue, whatnot. It's related to tokens, because a lot of projects, when they grow, um, it's a problem where they don't, how do I say, they don't want to give a lot of tokens because they be like, sell pressure, this and that. So that's where we are also learning to maybe add tokens as part of the deal from the start to make it very clear. So that's where like there's one or two issues that we have faced, but as we grow forward, as we move forward, those are things we learn and added as part of the contract at the start itself. Okay, so treasury building and for RDAC buybacks and burns, just like Hyperliquid or Jupiter, whatever. So automatically implemented. So our share of the revenue. So for example, if we hold 25% of Rampex, for example, and Rampex is making $5 million a month, um, our share will be used for redacted, their share will be used for Rampex. Okay, does it make sense? So our share will continue to come for RDAC. That's what is the most important part. So people are asking, people's main concerns were, okay, what does it mean that these products also will have their own tokens? So what does this mean when you talk about like revenue from these products or powered by redacted? It means a percentage of those products will come to RDAC and the remaining percentage goes towards their own token. So what this means is, let's say you're extremely bullish on RDAC, right? Staking is for tokens, Lexus. So of course it's not live. So the revenue from other products goes into one, treasury building for investing in other products, taking stake in them, etc. And number two is RDAC buybacks, exactly, right? So you can pretty much trace it, everything on chain. So once it's going to go live, you guys can through dashboards or Dune analytics or whatnot, through where what money is going in and etc. This is a bet, as again I'm coming back to the point, redacted is a bet on sectors. If you believe that instead of having 100% ownership on one product, we are looking to have 10 to 25% or 50% ownership in like multiple products. How much will be the buyback? We are essentially looking at 50-50, right? We're looking at 50% to treasury and 50% for buy burn backs. That's the ideal number we are looking at. So that's our midterm goal. RDAC is going to be on base. Instead of buyback, why not distribute tokens? You cannot do revenue share. Alpha Sharks is not something we acquired, right? Alpha Sharks, the Bullex team had promised tokens for Alpha Sharks, but I don't know what's happening. All right, so don't buy it because of that thing. But I have proof that they have told tokens for Alpha Sharks holders for Bullex tokens, but I'm not sure if they're going to honor it or do it or whatnot. We didn't acquire Alpha Sharks. Buybacks is probably the only way, Moon. Like it's like why the reason why Hype does it or Jupiter does it. It has to be buyback and burn. Which product are you most excited about? I think Rampix. For me, definitely Rampix and iAgent are the two major ones that I'm super excited about. I think it's solving some real issues, and I know, oh geez, with this video. So Rampix and iAgent is what we are essentially looking at. Why not be multi-chain? Yes, we are going to do multi-chain. Yes, absolutely. So we're starting off with base, and extending into Solana and other things as well. So base is first. Solana is probably second, but first we want to just focus the entire attention on one chain. It does not matter whether it's dropped on base for trading or etc. I don't think it's because you see people moving out, moving out away from base and stuff is all like nonsense. So launching on Solana has destroyed tokens as well. So I don't think it's this thing. Will you buy a hyperliquid spot? In the plans, yes, you might see the ticker very soon as well. So yeah. why not on Cardano? Um, we really need a cool dashboard where you can learn about all products. Yes. Not, let me share something. This is not exactly this was an old version, right? Like this was just to show an example of how the dashboard will look like, right? This is not the final version. Don't share it, please. This is just to give you guys an idea, because we were just playing around with some versions. The dashboard is going to look something like this, where you see all the products, and Jirasan is one of the products, for example. This was inspired by Blast. This is one of the versions, right? This is not the version. Again, mind you, right? This is just an example to show you guys how the whole system works when we say products are going to be lined up in the dashboard and how people see what they have to see. So I've just shared the screenshot there. This is not even going to be close to this, but this is just an idea of how this thing. So our main business model is not just about equity in these products and tokens in these products. Our main product is data. Okay, when the white paper is going to drop, you guys going to read. It's data. When all these products are under our ecosystem, and like we have all these data and wallets connected, how we are forming the data is the key part, and you guys will see that. So data is our biggest belief, of course, apart from AI. So um, having all these products in one terminal also gives us access, plus an opportunity to reach to people for based on certain data. Okay, so this is the midterm one, and the long term, which I think 99.9% of you are not interested, maybe except guys like Madara and stuff. So the long term is equity acquisition. This much I can tell you, okay, at least based on the equity that what we hold in all these products and what was the last round that they raised. At the very least, we are sitting at about 70 to 80 million dollars worth of value in equity. So this is something I have nothing to hide. At the very least, we are sitting at bro, you insulted me, Shan. I'm about no, I'm just I'm lying. I'm not interested in long term. Exactly. I think a lot of them are not. I won't be surprised. It's okay, but we are sitting at 70 to 80 million dollars in value on equity alone. So this is something just with our shares and products that they have raised, whether it's iAgent and BipTap and FlashX and whatnot. So their raises can be 20 mil, 30 mil, 50 mil, and even Bullex equity and etc. So we are sitting at 70 to 80 mil at the very least. Each of these products even shared at a 20 mil FDV, and we own at least 10 to 25% average. This is, as I said, many people might not be interested in, but this is very important. Okay, why this is important is when a company, okay, Redacted Labs or Redacted Studio or whatever you want to call it, has equity in these products, it allows us to exit. It allows us to have value in our balance sheet. Okay, tomorrow, let's say, we even have to sell in the whole equity and stuff. Redacted never had an equity round, Joe Moon. So we have never sold shares of the company. Okay, we only sold tokens. We never sold shares of the company. So we own 100% of all the equity. We never sold equity. Okay, so I think it depends on people how they think long term or mid term or short term. At least from equity perspective, it is not going to be coming out tomorrow or in a month or a week or whatever. Okay, this is for people that look upon a long term play with us. So for me, that is the most important part, because tomorrow, worst case, I want to, let's say, I want to quit Redacted or exit Redacted, and I want to find a buyer. And I'm like, for example, like, hey guys, these are the products. These are the products that we have in our hand, and we are happy to sell it for like a 30% discount and whatnot. For example, we can get out even at 40, 50 mil. That's more than our entire market cap of our NFTs and estimated token market cap combination, and we can distribute and get out. Okay. So just giving an example of why that is important, because it is very important to have backing beyond just tokens and stuff. Tokens can be seen as vaporware overvalued and whatnot. But products as such, people still buy it. There's a reason why Magically it still has buyers, right? Magically, even though you might think Magically does not have enough user base and whatnot, product has value. Okay, the product has value, and we have taken equity in them by giving away Magically, which means we have another product that's pretty successful, that's going to launch their token, and Magically being acquired by them means there is value acquired. We are giving the tokens away to stakers and holders while we are accumulating our equity and rev share. Does it make sense? Right. So when the products exit or we exit our company or whatever, that is where the value comes back. So this is my basic, belief in the short, mid, and long term. For those looking for the tokens, there is short term gratification, and the midterm is where we are inspired by hype, Jupiter, etc., to have, uh, you know, like to have, the similar concept, right? There's very few products in the market that has anything similar to it. And lastly, the long term is where we are protecting ourselves and our company from just complete collapse with nothing in hand, right? If we don't have anything in hand, there's also equity. So in short, Redacted is a bet on the team. The Redacted is a bet on betting on a series of products. So you know betting on the series of products and not just on one sector. Okay, that's it. If you're going to ask me 100%, I'm confident everything is going to succeed. There's nothing as 100% in life, right? But one thing we know for a fact is we are playing the numbers game and we are assessing, and we have guys like Kevin Hendrickson, Kenan, and a bunch of people in our team for the very same purpose, right? People that have been VCs, people that have had successful exits to help us pick the products that we should work with, right? Let me just tell you guys something, right? Let me share something. We have stake in this product called Meta Gravity, right? Let me just send you guys this. Uh, okay, this is a product called Meta Gravity. Just an example, okay? Don't look at their social metrics and whatnot, okay? But Meta Gravity as a product is currently valued at $2.5 billion. Okay? We still have stake in them. I don't know if you guys have ever, for the OGs might remember my tweet from back then when it came on Forbes as well. So as Redacted Studios, all right, we have equity in them, and we have about once again. Let me just confirm that, right. One second. So we have about 0.3%, right? We have about 0.3% of Meta Gravity. No, this is not the Meta Gravity was never available in PG Capital. So this is a complete infra play. We have 0.3% of Meta Gravity, and they're talking about an exit now at like 2.5 bill or something. So our 0.3% is worth, I don't know who's going to do the math. So 0.3% of 2.5 is what is the rumored. So we are looking at least $7.5 million, right? It's not 75, $7.5 million. So this is when we took equity in them like about 2 years back, right? 1.5, 2 years back. And the founder of Metagravity already has had a successful exit before. He's already had a successful exit before called Hayden, which was bought by ApeCoin. Okay, so Ape DAO, actually Yuga Labs bought a big stake in Hayden. It was one of the exits of the same founders as Metagravity. So his name is Rashid. So just giving you guys, we have equity in Pixelmon as well, Mon Studios, right? PGS equity in Pixelmon. We have equity in like about 30 products. Okay, all these are going towards Redacted Studio, right? So it's basically, it's basically a bet. Once again, on what I think is going to work for me. Crypto and NFTs are ever changing. The edge of Kaio, I think. Wait, let me just confirm. It's definitely the. Did I send the wrong? I don't think Metagravity has ever launched NFT, man. Metagravity has been powering games. It is not launched an NFT. It is infra for scaling up. It's not. It's not a NFT project or something. So the founder is Rashid. You guys can go and check his this thing. So it is powered by Metagravity, Edge of Chaos or whatever. It's one of the games powered by Metagravity. It's not. I don't. It's the NFT of Metagravity. Just to confirm. Let me just find this thing as well once again. Right. So, anyways, guys, if any other questions, I think DJ, you had a bunch as a proof of concept. Okay, got it. So that's it, man. See, the thing what I can say is that we are looking at a long term, and it's not a long term is not an excuse, which is why we have the short and the midterm goals as well, or value accurate to be like, okay, this is what short term and midterm means. It's a if you it's if you as I said, some people are like, oh, Sean can't pull it off. So be it. We incubated one of the top 5 protocols now. Bullix was, I saw today, it's number 4 out of all ETH and every protocol. So if you believe we are gonna bring in like a couple of those kind of things over the next year or multiples of similar quality, not everything is going to be ultra successful. I agree, right? Not everything is going to be like super, unicornish, but this was in a short period here. We have equities in, in Mon protocols and the meta gravities, and we even have a equity in Pocket Universe growing as one of the premier ones. We have a equity in Xverse. Xverse is the largest BTC wallet, and we have stake in Xverse. So, anyways, so it comes down to the belief whether the long-term value prop makes sense or not. So, Pocket Universe, we have a stake as well in that. Okay. So, any other questions? Okay. Value of products. Interested in knowing about the BipTap partnership. Can we have premium accounts for Jirasan holders that meet certain criteria? Yes, of course. 100%. If you don't, that's the value add. It's not just about drops. 100% with all these products like cashbacks, only for RDAX takers with using BipTap and things like that. Yes, absolutely. Can you please explain how product flows work to redacted? So this product cannot tell it very openly because again can be seen as whatever this thing and whatnot. So the way we'll make it work, let me give you a brief. Okay, the way I'll make it work, if you guys can understand, just trying to listen carefully, right? If we have to exit a company and the company has to pay us, right? Which they have to, right? When they exit, like say for example, magically we exited. Okay, we exited. We don't have a active token now. Guys, please listen to this very carefully, please. Like instead of just this one thing, this is very, very important to understand how this works. Right? If not, you won't get it. Okay. The way this works is when people are, let's say, acquiring magically, if we had tokens now, I'd have been like, don't pay us. Buy our DAC tokens worth so much. Okay, send it here or send it there or burn it or whatever. Okay. This is what exit means. Okay, 50% can come to the treasury for development, 50% we can put that legally. There's nothing stopping us from telling the buyer of a product being like, hey, don't pay me the entire amount, buy Jirasans. Right. So similarly, I cannot go in depth. As I said, it can be taken in a wrong way and seen as security, this and that. If it's been bought for $2 million, be like, send $1 million here, buy $1 million worth of RDAC and burn it. This we can legally put it in the contract for purchase. Does it make sense? Because the guy who is buying or exiting, instead of paying, is just buying and burning, is the same. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but I cannot go too much into it, as you guys can understand. If I talk too much about it and if someone's going to play this clip on YouTube or something, we can get into some trouble. Okay. So this is what I can say at this stage. Does it make sense how the long term or the buybacks or exits work? I didn't tell anything illegal. I told how somebody can do it. Okay. Like if someone wants to buy DJ's Pepe coin domain, he can tell that, hey, don't pay me. Just go buy Jirasans and burn it. Legal. Can you talk more about what kind of gamification is our vesting? I think I told in the start. It means we can unlock it any minute we want, any day we want, or we can just be like, hey, check your wallets. Okay. Yeah. Jirax. Jirax is not going to come on day one. We are just focusing on first on like redacted and stuff. Jirax is not forgotten. That much I can tell you, but it's not on day one. Wait, so no game? Jirax is in the community side. Yes. Jirax is definitely not forgotten, guys. We have the whole wallets, but everything I don't want to give it out in the day one. Yeah. DJ, go for it. Go and ask your question. Yeah. Are you more likely to unlock when you feel greed is high? Absolutely. You got the point. Right. When the greed is high, there's volume. Everybody's euphoric. And of course, that's the time makes a lot of sense to unlock more than be like, hey, the market, okay, we have to just follow the vesting schedule. Rather, unlocking when the greed is high and selling in or allowing people to potentially sell. Not everyone's going to sell, of course. Potentially sell into the volume is probably the best thing.
Yo, Sean, can I ask my questions, please? I'm so sleepy.
DJ, I can't. I think your volume is low. Can you try talking again?
How about now?
Better.
All right, okay. Okay, so my first question is this actually. Okay, so I'm a guy, right? I'm actually looking at things like, like targets and KPIs, okay? So,
Mhm.
I'm asking you personally, right? What is your target market cap for redacted launch on day one itself? Your own
Target
prediction.
market cap for redacted.
Yes, correct.
Did he
Your
did he
own
go?
personal prediction.
You're gonna pump in April, please. I'm on the same belief. I think after March 19th, I'm also thinking the same. I can't hear you, DJ. Only me or
Hello. Can you hear me?
G? Can you hear DJ or
Yeah, he said correct. Like, what is your prediction for market
what is
cap?
my prediction for? Bro, are you getting me in trouble?
I mean, your own
Okay,
personal targets, to
I'll
be
tell you
quite
one
frank,
thing. Okay,
because like
this is my
yeah,
personal
sorry.
goal and our team's personal goal. Okay, this you can take it however you
Yes,
want.
correct. Yep.
For me, I want to build a unicorn. Okay, unicorn means $1 billion valuation, not $1 billion FDV, $1 billion valuation. Okay.
Okay.
How we can push our valuation towards $1 billion is my target. Anything else in between, for me personally, is a noise. Right? For people that's looking for short-term buying, selling, and trading and flipping, it's a different thing. For me personally, until we hit I wouldn't be satisfied if we don't hit that. That's just a personal goal in my life, right? We incubated in a way a couple of unicorns in a way, right? And or part of it, in multiple ways, equity in them and whatnot. But for us, if we do not hit it, nothing else in between matters for us because you can hit it for a day and then you die. It's dead. No, there's no point, right? Hyperliquid is literally Hyperliquid and Jupiter is literally our only two tokens that we are inspired by ever. There's nothing else. I'm not even I wouldn't even say ETH makes sense with its revenue and its market cap. I think except Hype and Jupiter, and possibly Photon and Bullex when they launch the token, none of the other tokens I think are even close to them, and those are our inspirations.
Okay. So I mean, for yourself, right? Personally, right?
Is he
You
talking? I
mentioned.
can't hear more.
He is.
Yeah, now I
he-
can hear you. Yeah, back. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So Shan. So basically, you are just saying that you're going for a $1 billion valuation.
That is our aim. If that's my goal,
Uh,
I can't predict. I can't predict what it's going to be on day one. If that's your question, if you're asking me what's my day one, I'll be happy if I can tell you this, I'll be happy with a 40 to 50 million market cap, right? That I'll be happy with, which I think is reasonable and not like too much, or
Okay,
it's
that's fair
not
actually.
impossible. Sorry.
Yeah, that's quite fair actually. I
Yeah,
think it's a pretty
this is
good
my
target as well. Yeah.
yeah, what I will say as a good TG is if we hit like a 45, 50 mil market cap, that's
Mm.
like roughly 400, 500 mil FDV. And if we can sustain it for those 3 months or in that period, I'll say we had a good TG.
Yep.
If it's lower than that, of course, I can't say that hey we had a successful or a good TG, but we'll work towards it, right? But this is our internal target as such.
Yep. That's a good target actually. Yeah. That's good. All right. Okay. So, my second question, right? I think before in the past, right, you previously mentioned that you actually were targeting the NFTs like in the short term, right, to be roughly around like 2 to 3 Ethereum, if I'm not wrong, okay. So I think recently, I mean, perhaps maybe the announcements issue, right? Now the floor price of the NFTs has dropped to about 0.45 or like something like that. So can I just actually ask you, right, what are your like specific plans, right, to reach like this short-term goal you mentioned, like 2, 3 Ethereum, um, in the coming months?
Okay, so very simple, right? There is a reason why the tokens are locked inside the NFTs. Okay? Because you don't want, maybe if we are told 100% unlock and all those things, maybe we would have pumped to like 1.5 or whatever that people had some targets in their own heads. Uh, None of the exchanges give a fuck about your NFT price. That much I can tell you. Like Exterior Games kill their NFTs, went to point one. It didn't stop them from hitting a 400 or a 500 mil FDV, right? At least from a FDV perspective, right? Like whatever they are at now, what like maybe today there's a dump. They're at a 25 mil market cap, but their peak was at 50 mil market cap or 60 mil market cap. Or you look at Lingo Games, a lot of FUD because they put a vesting for all the tokens. But what did they hit? Even with the KuCoin, they hit like a 700 mil FDV, 600, 700 mil FDV, okay?
Mm.
And they maintained about 300, 400 or whatever for a while. So for us, how we have to achieve the NFT value is by pushing the value of redacted and redacted ecosystem products. Is nothing else. Like if Hyperliquid was launched at a 2 billion and it moved forward because there was an actual use case for the token. It's not like suddenly people, it is like suddenly people became bullish. Like, why didn't they buy it on the day one? Why didn't they farm? It's not like they didn't know that the product existed. Suddenly people started looking at it. Oh shit, makes sense. So I think for us, how we keep the value of the NFTs is because, as I shared in that screenshot, Jirasan is part of the redacted ecosystem. It's not like a separate thing. It's under redacted ecosystem as one of the products. We are looking at NFTs as a product as well. So for us, how NFT community is very important. We believe that unlike a token community, the NFT community is a lot more stronger, a lot more tight knit, but can also be bad. Like it can also be bad uh, when they all turn against you and whatnot. But why did a lot of people get screwed with Exterior Games is because the expectations were not set. The guy was talking with like this much, that much, and all those hype and stuff, and it disappointed a lot of people. With their unlocks and whatnot, and it was very close to the TG, which I felt was very unfair. Giving people a chance to exit if they want to, and giving people a chance to buy, not 2 days before TG. I think, like the snapshot thing and whatever stuff that happened with those guys, I think was very unfair. I think for the community and holders personally, although he did it whatever he did for the intention of his project. So for us, NFT value is going to be determined by the redacted success, and potentially an NFT bull run, right? Like, we saw with Pengu, even Pudgy Penguins didn't exactly survive. They gave so much money, they hit 35, they're sitting at like 10 ETH now. Azuki is at like a 3 ETH or whatnot after a big dump from like 11 or 12 ETH. This keeps happening so much, so many times. Very few people are either they're, I don't know. It's just maybe the bull market PTSD last time or whatever. I don't know. It just feels like nobody wants to be part of a community anymore. It's become like The NFT vibes I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the token side. NFT vibes are really bad because everything is about expectations. What can I get? If tomorrow Luca announces 5% of abstract for Pengu holders, I mean Pudgy Penguins NFTs, what's going to happen? I don't know. Like people are going to be like, you should give us more and this and that. But that's an ecosystem thing. So part of the NFT value is going to be embedded with RDAC. So what I mean by that is on the staking site, right? Redacted staking site, right? Um, you can also earn points with your NFT. So let's say you stake X amount of RDAC and you earn Y amount of points. You'll get the same Y amount of points for just holding one NFT. We're not forcing people to still stake their NFTs. We don't want to. Token staking is different. NFT staking is very different because of the liquidity and supply and whatnot. Okay, so NFTs there's not going to be any staking. I don't know if Memeland is giving stakes or just NFTs. I think it's a booster. We're not doing booster. Okay. We're not doing booster. It's basically like there is booster, yes, but you will also earn points just for NFT. Memeland is only booster. Okaverse is also only booster. So if, for example, if 1000 RDAC you're gonna earn 10 points, your one Jirasan NFT is still gonna earn 10 points. Why we're doing this is because we don't want it to be like separated. We don't want the NFT thing to be separated, just like a product. We want people to, like continue the value of the NFTs beyond just one-time token claim. So, and if we push the value of the tokens, naturally your NFTs will also go up. So, NFT holding only, you don't get any. Wait, let me see this. Meme stake land, earn stake. NFT holding only, you don't get anything. Okay. So with Jirasan NFTs, if you don't believe in the token, but you believe in the NFT side, for example, you can still sell all your tokens and hold your NFT and continue being part of the redacted wider ecosystem. Okay? But tokens are a much better and an easier way to onboard people for liquidity and whatever purposes. Just by holding the NFT alone, you will still be part of the wider ecosystem. It's like Memeland, where if your NFTs can earn stake along with tokens on its own, that is exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Shan, just one last question. There has been a lot of like feedback regarding communication and messaging for announcements and Jirasan socials. So can I actually just ask you, right? What actions have you taken since then to address this problem?
So I think I wouldn't blame specific one person for not communicating or whatnot, because very honestly, till today, right, when I came on this call and after this Dubai meet, a lot of things what I answered today, we couldn't convey. Like, in the sense we wanted to see the reaction of the community first, what happens, where we stabilize, from a flow perspective and whatnot before answering. Because the thing is, guys, if I tell you something now, you guys try launching a token, you'll understand. So many shits change. Your exchange will confirm, hey guys, let's do Feb 20. And we're like, hey, let's go. And then they'll come back and be like, oh, sorry guys, Feb 20 is not possible because we just spoke to the team and blah, blah, blah. Last minute. You won't believe, let me tell you something. This entity issue came just 2 days back after 4 weeks of work. And they're coming and telling that Panama entity does not work. Okay. 4 weeks we worked with them and we got a token opinion letter confirmed from the US as well that we are not a security. Okay, we got a confirmation that we are not a security from the US lawyers. We got it from Panama lawyers. And last day, just Friday of last week, they're coming and telling that, hey, we just can't accept Panama entity anymore. And then what? And then we had to go and fucking set up a BVI entity from scratch. So much of stress for us also. Like, this is the first time we're launching, yes, but things keep changing. And then one exchange will confirm a date, another one will be like, we're not available. All right, those things, market makers availability, so many things to coordinate. Yeah, I think that's why sometimes people just go with a Gate and a Mexi, because Gate and Mexi are very flexible. If I tell them I want to launch tomorrow, they'll be like, yeah, let's go for it. Even a KuCoin or anything, once you go above that KuCoin or a Bybit or more than that, or whatever, it's very how do I say, like it's very hard to get the timings right. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the main reasons. So from a communications perspective, it's not about the lack of availability of a person. It's more of like how do we convey what we have to convey, right? Like like because of all these changes, because people are holding us for things that we say, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, you told this, can't you do that and whatever and stuff." It's very hard, So that's the main thing. So, but anyways, from that part, we're probably gonna do this more than a bi-weekly AMA and stuff. There's gonna be probably regular updates that we have discussed. That anything, whatever it is, just at least keep not putting people in the dark. We want to like convey it ASAP and as soon as possible with anything that's happening. First thing, maybe we want to post it on Discord before going on Twitter. I think that part we all have agreed as a team to
That's
pretty
good.
much
Yeah.
like go on Twitter. I mean, post it on Discord before going on Twitter. So that's one of the main changes. But also, yeah, much more regular communications. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, actually, the reason why actually I asked this question, right, is because I like you guys, right? We know you guys are working fucking hard. You know, the thing is that you see, I think we are in a very unique position in a sense that that we we cannot afford to make mistakes. Like Azuki and Paji, right? They can make mistakes. People will still buy their fucking shit. But for us, right, we need to be perfect. Like we need to be making sure, right, that our shit, right, is 100% solid. Because if we fuck up, right, the impact on us, right, is much bigger than what Azuki is getting, what Ip is getting, and so on. There's so much more pressure actually on Jirasan, right, to deliver. So that's the reason why, right, we have to be absolutely perfect, Chan.
Yes, I agree with you. I think one of the things that I want to just mention is that I think us coming under the same, let's say, the breadth of Azuki and this thing by some people, if not all or many, itself is a it's at this stage it's a crazy achievement because like nowhere close to what money they have or treasury they have, we have. Yeah, like we've been fighting up from the lows almost always. I think I'm both happy and sad with that comparison. Happy that come to the point where we still have incubated one of the best products out there in the market with Bullets and still have stake in them and whatnot, which most of the projects have failed to, right? D-Gods or anybody else, they talk about products, but not even a single dollar of revenue that's come in. So in that part, we have succeeded bigger than the biggest of projects. Like even if you look at ApeCoin, their revenue has been
100%, yeah.
NFT sales. The only revenue of most of the projects has been NFT sales and
Mm,
royalties. They can't
that's
boast
correct.
about, hey, we built this product and we have so much of revenue. Okay. Other deeds or other side or whatever. I'm not putting anybody down. Maybe it's a long term and whatever. That's a different story. But what was said and done, even Maxis generating 40, 50K a month, right? Especially until October, till we had to pull them on to do other stuff. Average Maxi's its profits actually was 50 to $70,000 a month. Okay, coin flip this and that and whatever. But that itself is missing with a lot of projects where they're just relying on more sales, more NFT launches. If we had 10,000 times 2 ETH, that's 20,000 ETH in hand, to 100x faster. I cannot hire 30, 40 people, even 5K a month. That's going to burn 200K a month, but that's the amount we need for the kind of stuff we are doing. The amount of people we need is a lot, but if my burn rate is going to be insane, we're going to die, right? So which is why there's a little bit of shortage of staff, no doubts. But that's why we adapted to this redacted system where we take skin in the game in the products, but all those products have their own team. Like iAgent has its own entire team. While we're going to get benefits, right? Jirasan holders getting airdrop, redacted stakers getting airdrop from iAgent, but the team is entirely owned and our monthly cost to maintain iAgent is zero. Our monthly cost to maintain Rampex is zero. Our monthly cost to maintain FlashX is zero, right? This is why we had to do what we had to do. If I had money like Azuki, I would have acquired probably 50 products by now and would have focused on revenue generation than IP and whatnot. That's me. I look at it as a
You're
business
right. Yeah.
um, part of view, right? They spend more on IP and proliferation and whatnot. I would have spent on, okay, what product can I acquire? How can I move away from fucking US first? I don't know what the burn rate of
Exactly.
a lot
Yeah.
of American projects are. They're probably burning $1 million a month, right? Like who knows, right? We are burning like probably 50, 60, 100K a month at most across the board, of everything, devs and whatnot. And our runway is forever with that money. I'm sure if we are in the US, I think we are fucked. We probably are burning, I mean, this thing. So, from the perfect launch perspective, I know the pressure is not letting me sleep every day because there's so many people waiting to be like, haha, I told you, haha, I dumped, I'm glad. Then people who be like, hey, Shan, it's okay, you guys did your best, let's keep working forward. There's probably like 100 people who are going to tell that, and 9,000 people will be like clowning us if anything goes wrong. Like,
Yeah.
oh, these guys, we knew they were not going to do well, we knew they're going to die. So that pressure is there more for us than anybody else because, of course, you
Exactly.
guys
Yeah.
have
You're
been.
right. Yeah.
So I think how do I say? Like, yeah, I mean, man, you think I'm taking 20K, 15K, 10K a month? Our salaries are like peanuts. If I'm gonna start taking the salary I need to take for the hours I work or what I've been paid, it's gonna be much, 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 much more. We're taking anywhere from 5 to 10K depending on the market conditions. So now we're taking about like 10K each, but we shift to 5K if the market is really shit, just to control, right? Like influencers daily they're making 50K a day just pumping and dumping coins or participating in all these things. So it is not an easy thing also to be a builder, to give up on all those things. So many, I also get tempted, not that I don't get tempted when I see tweets. I'm like, oh shit, man, I know this guy, he could have DM me. I get so many DMs. Shan, we're launching a coin today, can you retweet? We'll give you the contract address early. How many times has this happened? And I know most of you probably are not interested in these parts and you don't care about it and you only want the token launch. But this is also a sacrifice. I don't think many understand. If all I have to do is retweet, I get the contract address and then done, right? Or just send it to a few people. Sometimes I get contract addresses even without any conditions because I know even a lot of people in this audience, they themselves keep launching coins and we get all those CS. If I want to focus my energy on that, gone, right? Like it's just going to be like Frank 2.0, where I mean, what a situation to be like Frank. Raise money, have millions in the bank, keep trading shitters while just continuing as it is. That's a dream of a founder, like where you can make money and the
Yeah.
community is fine with it. So for us, I think we want to try and be the Berkshire Hathaway of Web3 or the BlackRock of Web3 with these equities and stuff. Maybe the result might not be tomorrow or in a month, but it will eventually be there because if all the 50 products are losing, that means something is very wrong with everything we have done, which even if you close your eyes and throwing a dart, a product is going to get, you're going to catch something, you're going to catch a bullseye. If if we're going to fuck up with all the products that we have incubated or have equity in or stake in, that's the bet you guys are taking on us, nothing else. The bet on Redactor or Jirasan is, do we have the skills and potential to identify products early and scale up and build the whole ecosystem in a way where we have 10% of 50 products by end of next year or mid of 2026, while at least 2 are superstar products and 8 are, let's say, good products and 40 fuck up. This 10 products, is it enough to have value add? Let me share something, right? Let me share something. There's a thing called Alliance DAO. Do you guys know about it? Have you guys heard of Alliance DAO? All right. So if you guys go to Alliance DAO, if you go to the website, maybe G, if you want to share the website, it's alliance.xyz. Let me show you guys something, okay? To give you an idea of what is our vision and what's our aim, right? Alliance DAO has been active for almost 7 years. It's not like they just came now. Okay, we've been following them, inspired by them, and whatnot. Okay, Alliance DAO has been there for 7 years, and if you see their companies, okay, their companies are Pump Fun. Okay, the companies for just this cohort, right? Last year, the companies are Pump Fun, Pendle, Manta, Tensor, Moonshot, like some of the biggest Paraswap, Liquify, Pocket Universe, Fantasy Top. Out of their cohorts, have taken like 4 to 5 of them, of course. But if you see how they were like maybe like 3 years back, they were pushing 2 products at a time, max 2 to 3 products at a time, like Avo is by them, Paraswap is by them, Pendle is by them, and whatnot. Like 2 3 years back, this is how they were, and then and Camino Finance, and a bunch of those things. Okay, so none of that comes back to the community. None of them have access to those things. None of the these products under Alliance DAO is focused on a community thing. Okay, community based distribution, participation, or activity. But the success of Alliance DAO is solid, right? We are starting our journey. Okay, we have RampXS, BullXS, and iAgent or whatever. Okay, Alliance is massive, but no one knows about them. Value of Alliance is billions, right? Like it's massive. Okay, so there is no community in Alliance, right? But they are doing very well. We imagine ourselves in a way that what if Alliance DAO is not just like linked to just the like group of Balajis and things, with our own Balaji, right? Which is Kevin Hendrickson, with our own, Kevin Lin as Chenin. People who have like Kevin Hendrickson is not a joke, like a guy who's sold to companies 200 to $300 million worth of exits, who's going to be assessing the products. Chenin, DC of Sison Cap, and he's got his successful exit. There are a few guys like this who are checking which products we're going to onboard, bring them funding, take equity in them, bring the access to our holders. So, if the simplest way to imagine Redacted is, imagining what will happen if Alliance DAO, Animoca, and in a way Mochaverse merges together. Through our data, through our access, through our incubation. Okay, so this is what our target is, and why we believe that if we are growing like Alliance DAO, and if our selections are good, like we have been pretty decent with our selections, right? With Rampex and this and that. The only thing we made mistake was Magically, because we didn't know what to do with it. But still, Magically is a solid product. We got Magically for $1 million, guys. We didn't buy it for multi-millions. We bought Magically for $1 million, used that as a base, and raised a lot more, right? And then now we are exiting. Okay, Magically is not a bad product at all, but there's no revenue coming in, which is why we're doing the merger, which is going to be coming out tomorrow. Even then, there is not a product right now that has failed and dead in our ecosystem at this moment. Everything has funding, everything has teams, everything is building, and none of these products we took money from you guys. If at all, maybe we've given you some opportunity. Like Rampex, we gave an opportunity for people at $4 million in the Jirasan, PG, this thing. Now they raised at a 35 mil FDV. That's already like a 8x. We have equity in Valeria Games. That's a gaming studio that's been doing well. Redacted Studios has equity in Valeria. So I don't know how much more I can tell, but this is our belief, right? We push products. We know we can bring in products. There's so many people that are waiting, to come under. We had 300 plus applications on Redacted ecosystem 2 months back when we put out. There's so many products wanting to come in, assessing and bringing them on board, where you guys can invest, where you guys can participate and also earn tokens. Is pretty much the whole goal of Redacted as such, while we work on our data layer. Our data layer is going to be focused on user base of all these products, if it makes sense. DJ, if it answered your
Yeah, of course it did.
question.
Anyway, thanks, Chan, for your time. I have to go off already. I think it's getting quite late. So thank you again, and I really wish you guys like the best of success. I really hope you guys really do well this TGE. Thank you so much.
Sure, man, sure. I have one serious question, if you can answer for clear. A lot of newcomers have been asking for visual breakdowns. Stream into, I know it's a bit of hassle, but honestly, I think, see, the problem is too much transparency is not good, Marara. We face that. If the treasury is gaining a lot of money, people are just going and buying more and stuff. On chain, if people can find it themselves, it's great, because we're not selling shares. We're not selling shares. We are only liable for the equity holders, which is nobody except us, right? So is Gambler also part of PG? Yes, but we cannot promote it because it's like at this moment, at least till the token launch, we cannot push it hard. But Gambler, yes, it's been doing very well in abstract as well. So if you guys have been using Gambler or if you've seen it, we've been like supporting them from the back, but we couldn't push too much. But it's gaining a lot of traction. Okay, so could it be that Jirasan gets 1 point, at 1 point get 1% of the tokens launched? More than we are ideally looking at more than that, right? We are looking at more than that 1% and stuff. But it has to make sense. It's not like a 1% where everyone just claims and goes and dumps, right? It has to be more than 1% from the products, because 1% is just, okay, it's fine. But yeah, I think Relic, I already shared the dashboard that's coming up. So once that's all live, all the products will be there. And yes, we will add the links here, and stuff. So yeah, so I think what was I answering? I forgot. Yeah, so yes, definitely, the tokens for for people in the dashboard collecting points, absolutely, right? No questions about it. Whether everything is going to be unlocked on day one or it's going to be like 3 months or whatever into the dashboard is what we are looking at. Because most of them, what they do with Mon protocol also is that they claim and they go and just dump. They just see this like you can dump, there's no problems, but at least we want to not show like, hey, you just give us tokens, we're going to dump, but rather, we want to build that kind of like a community where you're looking at products first before deciding whether to dump or not. Yes, before TG, you'll have accurate info of the points and stuff. So people asking, should they hold tokens or should they hold NFT? I think it's your personal choice. Both are going to be earning points. There's going to be a ratio that can change maybe every month or something, but it's going to be a bit dynamic. But it's going to be set based on like a percentage of a percentage of tokens, for example. Like for example, it's just an example, like 1,000 RDAC might be 1,000 RDAC worth of staking might be like equivalent to one Jirasan staking. Okay, but Jirasan will have tokens unlocked inside it as well, so there's more value there. But the tokens can be a little more like if you look at Pengu, right? Pengu doubling is more probable than Pudgy Penguins NFTs doubling. Okay, so I don't know if you guys agree with this, but like for Pengu to double versus Pudgy Penguins to double, Pengu is more easier, right? However, there's other benefits for being, having those NFTs and stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Sean, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I was thinking more about, um, ecosystem of products and people, I'm thinking about onboarding of users coming in. They hear that sort of tagline, ecosystem of products under our deck. But I think it's hard. What I've realized is quickly is that it feels like it's very hard for people to realize what the overall goal is here. Like when you talk about Y Combinator and Berkshire Hathaway, things start to click for me at least. Which then I quickly realized that a lot of people don't even know the significance of either of those two funds. So I'm wondering from your perspective, from like marketing and sort of like how do we onboard holders that see the long-term value of both PG and RDAC? What do you feel like the team's approach into helping people understand that?
Yeah, I think no matter what you talk and 100 things you talk, right? Like even now during this AMA, there's been more dumps than purchases, right? Like this is what it is, right? Like you cannot convince people until you show what it is, right? Like I can't, whatever we communicate, we call the Berkshire this and that. It doesn't matter until people see that, oh, you're getting 5% of Rampex. They do their moon math and they be like, it's worth buying. No, it is not. Because it's how this current market. Currently, it's a terrible. I even told in an interview recently, it's a terrible market to be a builder, because you think you're going to make more money with meme coins and other shit. You're going to lose it all, right? That's what the game is. That's what the casino is, right? So people think that they can use the $1,000 like by dumping their Jirasan or other solid communities by thinking they can 5x right now. Yeah. And who's maybe they might and they lose it all tomorrow. You cannot teach these guys, right? It's a very naive, nascent space, and like bunch of people who have no idea what investor means, but they call themselves investors. That's how it is, right? We are
Yep.
not looking to try and bring these guys be like come and buy. Institutions are smart. We're not trying to look at the retail buy Chan is not going to fuel a token success. People are accumulating Mon tokens as institutions, not retail. Nobody has the common sense to think that in the retail side, think that Mon is sitting at like, including myself, I'm picking up because I can consider myself as a let's say an institution more than or an investor. Mon is sitting at a 13 mil market cap, while the treasury is worth 100 million plus in cash. You don't know when the pump will come, don't know when it is. But the treasury, one of the very few projects, and keep in mind, they don't need to touch the treasury. Imagine staking 50 mil or 30 mil in treasury bonds or whatever, and you're going to constantly make $1.52 million a year for your burn or run or whatever. You never need to even touch or treasury. Okay, so you think I'm gonna when a guy like Julio with a fucking crazy CV and a Zalora like background and an amazing treasury can't convince these gamblers that Mon is one of the best possible. This thing is out there in terms of market cap and what the team is doing and the treasury and whatnot. Um, I'm not going to convince these normies to be like, hey, come and join us. We are working towards institutions. I know institutions buying Mon, right? We personally know that. They are accumulating. That's why the institutions keep getting richer, and retail is always stuck in the same status, right? Like where they think they keep gamble, they want to make the 100x in one day. They can't tolerate a 10% ETH crash, and they blame Vitalik. People shit on Vitalik. Why? Because they be like, he didn't change their life. They be like, oh, ETH is shit, Vitalik is shit. This part is never going to change, and we have accepted it. Okay, guys like you and like DJ or few at Madara or stuff, and whoever is in the chat, it's much more worth our energy to have this 188 people listening, spending our energy and trying to be like, hey, you don't need to buy more, but just hold at least one. I'm not asking you to put your life savings on us. All right, you hold one and enjoy the journey, right? It's pronounced as White Lake. Yeah, I mean, I'll be like proper noun can be pronounced anyway, but yeah, just kidding. But thanks for that. Excuse my Indian accent. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is like I cannot convince these guys. They have decided. That this is what they want to do and what not. I can't convince them. We have accepted it. It's been stress. It used to stress me a lot. Why are people not understanding and stuff? It is how people is. The world is tuned in a way where everyone can't make money. Okay, that's how it is set up. All these things aside, what is important for us is to build a business that makes sense. To build something. If all the products fails that we incubated and whatnot, it fails. We are shit as a team. That's it. We have to accept. There's nothing nothing more to it, right? If Shan, you incubated 30 products, none of them are bringing in even like 1 million in profits a month. What is happening? And I'll be like, yeah, we are probably after 2 years when you look at it, okay, we are shit. But that's not the case. Even now at this moment, we have taken stakes in amazing products. We have equity and stuff in amazing products. So somewhat we have a track record there, right? We have done one of the best with NFTs. We have hit some high numbers with NFTs. Whatever sector we have picked to an extent, we have tried to make some noise there, right? With Rampex has made noise, a lot of amazing institution investments and interest in coming into Rampex, and then iAgent again the same kind of a thing. So many partnerships, and it's not just some dumb partnerships, like real like guys like Loda and Alliance DAO and Alliance team and like Team Secret and a bunch of guys like Arbitrum, Zai. Everyone's coming in, right, with iAgent, right? For us, we haven't been. Our picks have been pretty decent, like Meta Gravity and whatnot and stuff as well. So we have to show it to these guys, like when we have when we have the first token coming out, or token claims coming out for holders, then the retail might be like, oh shit, okay, there's tokens coming up. Then the second one comes up and it's also successful, then people are like, damn, this makes sense. So until we do that, I don't think there's any other way to convince, like, or people have to believe that, okay, this team is going to pull it off. So what we are going to do from our side is we are going to start like this Web2 marketing and stuff, which I already told in the last AMA, road shows and stuff, targeting the Web2 audience. I don't want to go to crypto conferences. It's not the best. Like, I don't think there's any ROI there. We want to hit like universities and corporate offices and, be redacted to be the face of a lot of Web2, audience, right? Like, who don't even know what's crypto, but they want to invest. Like in countries like India, Indonesia, Philippines, and whatnot, and Bulgaria, and whatever. Like Amresh has already been working with few people from within our community to try and bring the Web2 audience into these seminars, right? So where they see Redacted as the face of crypto for them, right? Like for them, this is the first token they're buying, $100, $1,000, 10,000, whatever, plus the institution. If institution has invest, people are thinking VCs are bad. Absolutely not, right? VCs still buy your tokens from the market, right? People still buy, VCs still buy tokens from the market. It is like, okay, now I'm investing in you on a 50 mil valuation, and if the tokens are sitting at, like, let's say 150 mil FDV, or whatever, 100 mil FDV or 200 mil FDV, and you talk to them and you be like, hey, this is our plan. Can you guys buy it from the flow, right? And hold it. And this is our plan, or lock it up, or whatever. These things happen, right? So our target is on institutions and the people outside just the Web3 audience, because Web3 is already crowded and you cannot change their mind. You need fresh blood, and if there's no fresh blood, every token's going to die. Not only Mon, not only Redacted, everything is going to see a spiral, death spiral. So this is our plan. Institution target, and also the Web2 audience as such.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think the way you put it is almost as if you went to the casino with a bunch of friends and you're trying to pitch them a business while people are winning money left and right beside you, and it's a terrible ecosystem to try, not an ecosystem, but a terrible sort of environment to try to pitch to normies that are just seeing flashing lights and numbers go up versus true long-term value in a business approach. So that does make sense, I guess, because like for me, I think about it more, and it's like, how do we get more like-minded individuals then, instead of trying to just convince normies?
Yeah, I think, see, I think there are some amazing people in Web3 also, right? Like, which
Of
haven't
course,
come
of
into
course.
us.
There's plenty of people
That
that
that is,
like that, but they might
yes,
be very good also at the casino game that's going on currently.
exactly. Like even guys like Diro, right? Like, who is, like, it's been a topic of discussion, like why a guy like Dero or Diro, or I don't know what, this thing was, dumped it and stuff. He's a very solid guy. He's onboarded so many people, and I kind of feel like bad that people have been like abusing him or something, for selling all his Jirasans and stuff. But even a guy like that, who's been like bullish on us, he sells and he wants to come back close to TGE, or comes back after this thing, because that is the, we don't know the, the finance situation, right? Like, of people, like it's very hard to know what is it like. Even if he wants to hold, like there's even like two guys here in this AMA, um they want to hold, but they're like their situation, or it's like, what I've noticed with people is either they go wildly bullish on a project and they sweep like 20, 10, 5. They never want to be in a stable state of like, hey, I'm going to buy one here and one there and one there and one there, and let me just sit on it and see what happens. That's the part, like it's very hard here. Like I I didn't make my, I mean, I don't know if at all it inspires some people. um in 2021, my net worth was mid 8 figures, okay, close to 50 mil, because I got into early investments in 2016 and 17, and I've shared about this info early on. And of course, I rode it up and down and up and down, and even now, like, it's up and down. It's a roller coaster. It didn't happen overnight. I had to buy some, like held XRP from 0.05 to $4 in 2018, didn't sell, come back all the way down. And that's when I tweeted that, hey guys, now is the time I'm selling my XRP after ages. That was at $3. I think, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet like a couple of months back. Held through 8 years, but I made a 300x, right? But how many people are shitting on XRP in the first few months, or even Solana in the first few months? It's insane. That's how the market is. And, it's about, hey, as much as Raj comes on Spaces and talks about his thing, they're going to be like, skeptics are going to be like more than the supporters and believers. And once Solana hits $300, they'll be like, oh, this is amazing. And if it dips again, they'll be like, oh, this guy's a dipshit. This is how it is, right? So if at all it helps people, you cannot make money, at least money where you can retire, right? Your retirement money by just flipping. There's not a single trader that's in the top 100 richest guy or a top 500 richest guy in the world. But you see bunch of investors like Warren Buffett and a bunch of them in the top 100 or 200 or Carlos Slim or whatever, because they're investors. They're not flippers or traders. Why is there no trader in the top 100 or top 200, the richest man in the world or the country? Like they trade, they make good money, but it's a gamble, and they again lose it all. The adrenaline, they keep need that they like all the leverage traders that are boasting a 20 mil PNL and 10 mil PNL, like Ansem lost $8 million last month. He'll never talk about it. He'll never talk about it. No one is a genius to keep winning in trading. That's why I don't trade much. I don't do 20x leverages, 10x leverage. It's a gamble, right? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Trump may die and the whole market can collapse. But I believe in the core of coins and I hold it. I'm not doing leverage, to destroy by because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, tomorrow Trump dies, for example, all the leverage traders are dead and they come to streets. So the point is that I see myself as an investor and I want to build an investor community. If this $1,000 is too much for you guys, you shouldn't stay in Jirasan. But if this $1,000 for one NFT is okay for you to ride and have this journey with us at one of our lowest flow prices and market caps, you have to, it's a worthy bet if you feel like it makes sense. That's it, right? Nothing more, nothing less. The flow price of the NFTs is not going to affect our token launches, at least for
And
us.
that's the exact
Because-
mentality a lot of the OGs in the community had 2 years ago when the floors of Gen 2s were like 0.18. I mean, that's literally why I'm even involved in the first place. Is that, hey, make a small bet here, wait on this team to execute, and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just this. That's the problem, right? Like that small bag is what is it varies from people to people. For some people, like Dingaling, small bag is like even 5,000 Jira Sans won't be a small bag. I mean, it'll still be a small bag for him. It's nothing. That's a nothing money for guys like Dinga, Grail, and a bunch of them. For some people, even one is a lot of money. Like, some people DM me, they want to sell because they have to pay their house rent. And I'm like, I feel bad. Like, I don't know what I can do. Sometimes I help people. I don't tell this, I don't publicize this. I do help some holders in some form or the other, not always monetary alone. But for each one to their own, right? But I don't think for a majority, one Jira San is too much of a hold or something, right? But the problem is, if a lot of them have this all in or all out mentality, I'll hold 20 or I will dump it all, right? This is what I'm trying to change, and I'm hoping that we have these like 1,000 people who are like, okay, 1,000 people, one Jira-san for the ride, because it's a network effect, guys. Once again, if you guys are holding and the floor is getting higher, no one's listing, people will buy it whatever the price it is, right? Like if they see Pudgy at 10 ETH and they see the whole community is strong, they do their moon math, they come and buy it. It is not just as us announcing 100% token unlock or whatnot. As a community, if we all have the similar thinking and we are like, this is what's going to happen, this is what makes meme coins strong, right? Like certain meme coins is that everyone thinks if is going to $10 billion, I'm going to hold it until 10 billion. This is what's making the community strong, right? If people are gonna, no matter what we say, no matter what token announcements and everything we make in the short term, I'm talking about, is not going to pump the floor until the community is all, is aligned. So the alignment comes from as much as like questions or education or whatever that is, right? So yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
I was the stack got Jira, and you and Amrish gave me another chance, and I'm a diamond hand for Jira-san. He was seeing me for many years, was here 3 years ago, and still he appreciated. We have been, even though the deadlines were done, we kept giving back as many as we can to most of them. So yeah, I think appreciate it. Shan, we need bonding event after TG live. It all works much better. Of course, I'm 100% yes. Um, but I am scared of some people if their expectations didn't match. I don't want I don't want any abuses in person, but hopefully, right? Hopefully that's not what it is, and everyone's happy. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? Can we raid your interview with Leon when? Yeah, I mean, if you guys can raid, I think that'll be good for a lot of people to see it. I think I've been pretty raw on this. This would raid. Okay, let's see. Anyways, um, shit, my throat's gone. Okay. Answer Madara's question about Jira plus Ardak. I think I already answered. Um, NFT alone earns points. Ardak alone earns points. Ardak plus NFTs earns booster and points. Yes, more points. Yes.
Wait,
How
Sean, say
much
that
booster
again.
for
I was
Jira?
typing.
So NFTs alone will earn. So we are merging the system, Chan. Like we thought, like it does not make sense to try and keep two things separate and just the tokens inside it. So
Yeah.
what we thought doing was let's make NFTs part of the ecosystem and the staking mechanism, right? So you don't need to stake your NFTs as long as you hold your NFTs and don't list it. Okay, NFTs that are held in the wallet and not listed will earn points. Let's call it gold coins. Okay, you will earn points for staking your tokens as well. So let's say you stake 1,000 RDAC, you'll earn 10 gold coins. If you hold one Jirasan in your wallet, you will earn 10 gold. Right here, we are playing a little bit with the trades. So Jiracos might have some booster information will come. Don't overestimate or something. So Jirako, Jira Sama, and Cosmic and Mecha will have a small booster, not for the tokens, but for the earning rates. Okay, so for example, if you have a Jira Sama roll or a Cosmic in your wallet, and if the earning rate is 10 RDAC, you learn some booster for having a Cosmic, right? So Jirako as well will be having that. So if it makes sense. So please do not make any purchases or anything based on that. Wait for the info. Although we promise nothing special for the trades or anything, so we just thought that this might be a good way to make it a little more sweeter, right? So, so that's one of the things. Yeah.
And I think we talked about too. Jirasama is not going to happen until after TG. Like any new Jirasamas.
Yes, I mean, it's been I think it's been a split decision. I spoke to a few guys. They think uh, it is worth. Few of them aren't. So I think we'll be announcing that, but yeah, I think most probably it's a no, but maybe few selected personals that have been like excellent, with their contributions and stuff. We might want to do like maybe 5 to 10 more, maybe maximum 5 to 10 through an application form or something for those who hold 10 is not out of question. So I think 5 to 10 is definitely at least to get like 10 people. I think we are looking at it. So yeah, our NFT is already collecting points. Nope, not yet. Someone repeat Cosmic, and for Cosmic will be a booster for staking points, right? So same with Jirako, same with Mecha.
Thanks, Sean. I'm going to drop, but I appreciate you answering the questions as
All good,
usual.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good day. Keep your head up. Fuck all the haters,
Data
actually. I mean,
for sure.
seriously.
Appreciate it, man. No, all good. No, guys, I think thanks a lot for I think it was a very different kind of an AMA, but I know it might not be the. I think one day, I think I mean, let's come back to this. Not even one day before 2026 May. I'm calling this right before my birthday, before I turn 30. I'm expecting at least like 1,000 people in an audience like this with an investor mindset is something I think we will achieve and we'll show it, right? Like if you saw one Supra that did a 50x through PG cap, we're going to look at like multiples of those. That's on us to work out deals like that. Okay, so yeah. Did you see the Game 7 tokenomics and revenue share? They're sharing 80% of their ecosystem revenue to G7 stakers. The TG happened today and it's at a 70 mil FDV and people are flooding it hard. People expect it to be like 400 mil. Let me check what's the chart looking like, right? Like, or where did they start? I can share some insights on market making also. Okay, just to give you guys an idea. Oops. Oh, Bybit is banned in India. Okay, which exchange are they listed in? It's crazy how MEXC is probably the most unregulated exchange and is available everywhere in all the countries, and things like Bybit gets banned in India. This is what it is. G7. Okay. Okay, so when you look at a chart like this, right? When you look at a chart like this, most often than not, it is the team letting people dump. What is the point of market? Like market makers are not necessarily to print charts alone, right? Market makers provide liquidity and depth for the token launches and stuff. What is the benefit for a team to buy tokens back from holders or community members at a high price? Let the community or the people dump, and then I think if G7 has good raise, and if they've done a if the revenue streams are set, I think it has to move up, right? Like eventually within a week or two, when they realize that okay, how many people have staked, how many tokens are in circulating supply and stuff, they do some math, and it'll change accordingly, right? At least if that's normally the generic plan. You have to let in a market like this, especially in a non-euphoric market like this. This is with let me see their unlocks on day one, like a 23% unlock. So okay, so that's a lot of unlock, right? Oh no. Wait. Confused. So circulating supply at TG and unlocked at TG. What does that mean? Why is there a 23% unlock and then there's a circulating supply? Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I fully understand this thing, like unlocking 23% and then circulating 12 doesn't necessarily make sense. Maybe they are, I don't know, OTC selling some tray tokens or just like unlocking it and like keeping it in the treasury and stuff like that. So possibly to show a higher market cap or whatnot. But the effective circulation, if it means it is 12%, I think it's very small. And if I haven't been following Game 7 or G7, but if they have a decent investment, maybe $10 million plus raised, or if they have some revenue, I think a token like this at this kind of a valuation is a buy, right? That's how I look at it, right? Like it's pretty much market makers letting everybody dump, get out, and then like this market, it's useless to pump also, I think, because the euphoria is like very bad. Like like okay, let's think about something. Let's think about one thing, right? Would you buy a lot of Pengu now, or do you have bought a lot of Pengu a month back? Right, this Pengu or anime or ETH even for that matter. We tread carefully in a market like this, myself included. Like I don't want to, like when the euphoria is high, I you put like 6 figures in now to get it, to try to make like 30%. This is, I'm talking about traders. Like investors, they buy now because of this thing. But from a trader perspective, when the euphoria is high, they go for high purchases. The NFTs get swept left and right. Doesn't matter what the floor price is. We had more volume and the floor was 0.98. Same with Pengu or Azuki or whatever. Because when euphoria is high, people tend to buy a lot, right? So in a market like this right now, to de-risk, it's a de-risking market. right? Except some investors who believe in it, they want to keep buying and accumulating and DCAing and whatnot. But if Bitcoin is gonna suddenly, if tomorrow some bullish thing, right? It's gonna happen. It's impossible. Like the Fed balance sheet is drying up. What does that mean? That means they have to print money. They are forced to print money. Okay, at some point this quarter, right, or by April or something. Most probably, I'm expecting March 17 to be like the turning point. When that happens, the euphoria will come back because it's a network effect. People see Bitcoin cross 100K, ETH cross a 3K, Solana cross a $240. Everyone's like, we're coming back. The altcoins will get a lot more volume and whatnot, right? Like, so that is the market when it makes a lot of sense for the tokens to go up or the teams to like kick on liquidity or market making. Until then, you're just trying to fight falling knives. Timing is very important. 35 fear, you're not going to buy altcoins. You're not going to like if you have like 50K in hand, you won't put that in like Polkadot, or you won't put that in like Ton or Shiba Inu or Dodge. But a couple of months back, everyone is pouring money in. So this is something very important for altcoins like us. I think a market like that is a little bit important. In the worst case, I think in the worst case, I think for us, if we are forced to launch in a market like this for whatever reason, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we can never do well, or I think meme land proved one of those things. How you do things right, and even in a bear market or a bull market, things work. So it's not a compulsory thing, but it's nice to have decent market. Of course, if the fear is over, I mean, if the greed is over 50, it usually helps. What bet would you put on ETH to build a new spot position, like a reachable one? I have a lot of stable. I want more ETH. But I think ETH has already been fucked so hard. I don't think it's gonna get like screwed even worse. Like it doesn't make sense. Like it's already down so much. What do I say? Like I don't know if it can go lower than that. But I think I've been accumulating already. It just feels super unnatural, artificial, with all the suppression and whatnot. So I bought a bunch at 2,500. I bought a bunch at 2,500, and I've been I'm waiting for, if at all there's a flash crash, and I have some amounts to deploy. But yeah, I've been already buying. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense as in for ETH alone, as in with other tokens, especially the amount of inflow coming into the market with all the bullishness and institutions and stuff. ETH is, I still believe ETH is super undervalued, and from a decentralization perspective. But the question is, in what time frame people are looking at? I'm looking at selling. I'm looking at a time frame of 2030. Okay, that's like 5 years from now. I don't care what happens in between. A little bit, it's for my mental satisfaction or booster, but nothing else matters. Like until like 2030 for me personally. So for me, all these prices are cheap. And the real, truly decentralized layer is not Solana, it's not anything, it's ETH. That's the hard part. Like 2030, when I tell like, hey guys, redacted, let's look at Vision 2030, everyone will dump and run away. Like that's the biggest problem is if we talk about too much of a long term, people have been burnt, so we can't blame them in crypto going into all these random shits. Been burnt by a lot of teams, but burnt by a lot of communities and whatnot. Like I don't know if you guys remember Llamaverse. I don't even know what happened. Like we were at one point compared to them and whatnot. Like God knows what happened to them. Right, like the guy just left. Psychedelic Anonymous is another one. I met Waltura multiple times, and I thought that he's one of the guys who's now gonna quit. But Klaus is doing a fantastic job. But how many people quit? Like especially from Australian founder scene, Lazy Lions exited. Psychedelic exited. So many people exited. So people have been burnt. So it makes sense for people not to be like fully, trust another team or a new team. That's completely fine. Don't put all your net worth on us. Hold something on us. That's it. Lazy Lines exited. Asher, the founder, is no more the founder of Lazy Lines. What about the Alpha Sharks team? Alpha Sharks is owned by Bulex. So anything, please ask them. Yeah, so we didn't acquire them. We didn't acquire Alpha Sharks. I tweeted about that as well. Walter as the worst scammer along with his girl Nicole Enham. I think that's for people to decide. I still think he built a very strong community and cult. Bulex trying to scam you. How do I say? It's not the equity part, the community part. They promised for our community and they're kind of playing with it. So I'll leave it there. But I think by this week or next week max, I think we should get some answers. If not, we know what to do, right? Like we don't want to, we don't want to go for a battle or something with someone. But yes, like so many of Jirasan's is the reason why Bulex has grown, and we expect tokens for our holders. And if that's not, uh, you know, kept up, then we have to revolt, right? So we have contracts and stuff. So from equity perspective, it's different. Tokens perspective for holders is different. Okay, so that's where I'll leave it. 25 airdrop tomorrow. Oh. Mintify. Oh. Yeah, I think I told you guys already about something coming up. But yeah, I mean, like, it's an announcement coming tomorrow. Yeah. Mintify is happening this month. This month. When will the marketing of RDAC state start? I think I told you, like, it's going to be pretty rapid, right? Like, so it's about like 10 to 12 days before our TG. Mintify, we're getting airdrop to our same wallets as Jiras. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think I don't know what they've planned because it's launching on Solana. So I need to see what it means. When will the liquidity from projects start being used for buybacks post TG? Within the first 3 months. Will mint be per Jira? The initial unlock is very small, guys. So comparatively, so there's a bigger chunk coming for RDAX takers. Okay, they're coming up later, but starters, so it might be small for depends on what FDV and a bunch of things, and in a market like this, yeah, I mean. Okay, sorry. Yeah, all good, guys. I think we're pretty much here. So last information is that the team was taking to the deal finalized. Exchanges are coming up. There's a lot of exchanges, a lot of things they can. It's just like few days before the launch, the confirmation and stuff. So yeah, guys will see. Not like even Binance launches are saving any of the tokens now. So it depends more on the launch timing and strategy than just an exchange. I think at this moment. After 3 months, vesting starts for whom? Not for Jirasan. Jirasan, we told is it's more like a gamified vesting, so it can be any time. Thanks, guys. I think I'm also done. But any other questions? Do tag. And thank you so much for and I'll catch you guys soon.